Thank you so much for being here with me today and helping me. Look, oh my goodness, I'm looking at myself on Zoom, on Facebook. It's amazing. Okay, here we go. I hope that everybody on Facebook, like I was like completely lost. So much for technology. So much for technology. You have to laugh at yourself if you cannot laugh at anyone else. So let's let's get this party started. Today we're going to talk about as if you didn't have enough, right? Those of you, I know that everybody who is watching this actually turned in their tax return and you did everything on time. I know it. I feel confident about it because that's what we do when we're on the AfroEconomics team. But behind me, you'll see the workshop that's coming up this weekend. Money, Power, Respect. It is Financial Empowerment Month at AfroEconomics World. It is Financial Literacy Month for everyone else, but definitely it like every month. Well, shoot, at AfroEconomics and JB Bryan Financial Group, it is Financial Literacy, Financial Empowerment Month every month. But please know that it is absolutely free and that you'll get a workbook. So make sure that you come and hang out with us Saturday. But let us know you're coming because we want to make sure we're prepared because I have free workbooks for everybody for this month. So we want to have a workbook for you. So call 844 JB Bryan and 844 JB Bryan. That's 844-522-7926. And make sure that you get your workbook. It is, bear with me. I want to see, I'm going to look on here and see if it actually is. I don't know. But I want you all to be able to talk to me, but I can't really, tell, but definitely give me a comment if you can on, I see, I don't know. It tried on Facebook. We'll see. Oh, look, there it is. Okay, I'm going to try to mute it. It is going to be muted as of right now, but I was just looking at but everybody. So I see a couple of you have actually raised your hand. Thank you. And I'm going to, that is a strategy. That is a challenge for me also. But thank you for hanging out. I'm glad that you can see me, Ms. Edwards, that everything is going out there in technology world. It is, webinars are great, but they're not much fun if you don't know that you're out there hanging out with me. So please give me some feedback and ask any tax questions that you have, and I will make sure that we address it. If we can't while we are broadcasting, know that you can email me at jb@afroeconomics.com and ask any questions that you have. So let's go. I got a couple of tips for you. So tax strategies for 2017, because if you're like too many people, they wait until you're doing your tax return. So that's why I wanted to do this right after you finish your return, after you've gotten all of that out of the way. What do you think that you could have done differently so that everything could have been a little bit more pleasant for you? Did you owe money? Did you get a lot of money back? Do you know that getting a lot of money back actually could be not a very good thing, especially if you're carrying a credit card balance, because the IRS is not going to pay you interest for the money that they were holding for you all year. So you want to kind of break even. You want to maybe possibly owe just a little bit, then you know that you're doing things correctly. I mean, well, it doesn't really even mean that you're doing things correctly, but at least you're not allowing them to hold on to your money all year, right? So let's make sure that now you just did it. If you just did it, hopefully a lot of you finished a long time ago, but it should be done now. Your business returns should be done. Your corporate returns should be done. Your individual returns and your people that own a sole proprietorship, all of that stuff should be done for the bulk of you. If you didn't, I hope you filed an extension and you got everything in order and now you're planning accordingly. but we should be looking at what we can do to make next year's tax season a lot better for us, right? So we know that a key principle of AfroEconomics is organization and planning, as well as knowledge. So this discussion, and why I like to talk a lot about taxation, is because it is like going to the dentist for a lot of people. They don't want to talk about it. But things that we don't talk about, we can't conquer. Because the more that we discuss it and we talk about it, the more confidence that you'll develop. I believe that. The more you talk about things, the more knowledgeable you are, the more you will approach things ahead of time, and you will be able to have a more intelligent conversation with the participants. You will be able, with the participants in your financial life. So you've got a tax preparer, you've got a financial advisor, you've got all these people helping you, but you don't really understand what they should be helping you with, then you're at a disadvantage. And I think about that all the time when I'm working with people. I was in a discussion this morning, we're talking about some files that I wanted to download, some things I wanted to listen to while I'm working on things, because I'm constantly want to have as much knowledge on input as I can. And I was thinking about how to convert these files from the PC into my telephone so that I can listen to these things while I'm traveling through my telephone, you know, and I really had to lead the discussion. If I did not understand what different types of files are, you really can't have a conversation with them. So you're in the same situation when it comes to your money. If you don't have a good understanding of the tax issues, your tax preparer cannot really help you as much as possible. And that's sad to say, but in too many situations, people will only offer you information on a need-to-know basis because they'll say, I feel like we will overwhelm you. No, it's not really true. That they just want to, unfortunately, secure their position in your life. And a lot of times they think they do that by holding back information from you. And that's sad. So you've got to go out there and get as much information as you can. And I tell my daughter that in school, ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. Every time somebody asks you a question, reply with a question. We always just answer questions. No, ask questions and they ask questions. They ask you a question, you ask a question. Ask questions. So these are some things I want you to make sure for increasing your tax consequences, some tax strategies for this year and for the rest of your life is to know the tax laws. If you don't work with someone if you don't know the tax laws, then work with someone who does know the tax laws, and work with someone that you feel comfortable asking those questions with you. But the bottom line is I want you to know the tax laws. You know, we get into these political races and it talk about the people who knew or hired people that knew the tax laws, and they confuse us and make us think that it's bad that you know the law. No, you have to know the law. And just because you know the law and you use the law does not mean that you broke the law, just because you know a law that most people don't utilize. Amazing, right? Like with the Black Panthers back in the day when they had a right to bear arms. They had a right to carry a gun, but when they carried the gun, they couldn't be arrested. But so many of us are afraid to carry the gun. So your gun is the knowledge. Your gun is the knowledge that you can have as you're sitting down doing your taxes. The taxes have to be paid. Too many Black entrepreneurs, too many Black people, celebrities that are going to jail over tax issues. But how many times do we talk about that, really? That, you know, that's ridiculous. We have to have an understanding of what these people you hire should be doing for you. So understanding the basics, at least, of the tax laws, or working with someone who knows them and will follow them and who is a professional who stays in a place of integrity. You can feel it. They're telling you about something stupid to do that you know is wrong. Don't do it, especially if they're not signing their name to it. In many cases, they're not signing their name. They just want you to put your name. Where it says prepare, they're not even signing. They're not backing up their stupidness. You make sure you don't sign on to anybody else's ignorance where you have to pay the price for it. Do the right thing. Know the rules. A second point is to study what things are tax deductible expenses for you personally. What can you deduct personally? When they talk about itemization, a lot of people don't realize that there are certain things that they can itemize, and if they have more itemized deductions, then they have that their itemized things supersede the standard deduction, then they don't have to, then they can take the itemized, they can take a higher number, but only certain things can be itemized, like your mortgage insurance on your home. A lot of people say, oh, I can write off the interest on my home, so I go out there and I get in this huge amount of debt, because you can write off the interest on that home. It's included in your itemization. Most people, I would like to really see the statistics on that. But a lot of people actually don't even get to write it off, because they're really using the standard deduction anyway. So they would have been at the same place without it. It's something to think about. But so understanding itemization versus the standard deduction, and which one are you taking each year? And do you need to keep better records of the itemized deductions that are available to you? Like, I even have one person that is listening to us. That is a dedicated person, because when you register for the webinar, it gives you a phone line. So even if you're at work and they won't let you watch this on your computer, you can just call in the phone number and you can hear me on audio. Yeah, God is so good. But we have to take advantage of these things that are available to us. So if you're off today and you're watching, but you're worried about, wow, I want to watch her next week too. Well, make sure that you register and look at the registration, or find out about the registration. If you register on AfroEconomics.com, you will get invited to the webinar each time. So then so we want to know the deductions for itemized deductions. So so make sure you check that out. And a lot of times you might be paying for a long form, and you're paying for the right to itemize, but every year you're actually only taking the standard deduction. So you're wasting money paying extra to do the long form with a tax preparer, when really all they needed to do was a 1040 EZ. So look at your past tax returns and get an understanding of that. For the members of AfroEconomics, I encourage them to let me look at their tax return so we can look at those types of things. Caught an error the other day. A person didn't put in all of the interest that they were paying. They had a first and a second mortgage. They weren't putting them both down. But I think even with both of them, they still were just taking the standard deduction. But hey, you gotta look at these things. You gotta check it out. So then study your business expenses. Do you have a home-based business? Do you have a business outside of the home? Do you have a sole proprietorship? Do you have business expenses associated to your business? Are you doing a Schedule C? Find out what business expenses, what business income needs to be reported on the Schedule C, what business expenses you can be taking advantage of on your Schedule C. Find out what the heck is a Schedule C. Get into it. So many people have businesses. They signed up for like the travel stuff, or prepaid legal, and all this, and Herbalife, and all these different home-based businesses that you signed up for, and you don't even report all those expenses on your tax return. That is what you're supposed to do. It is not going to cause an audit to tell the truth. It's not going to. It just isn't. We just got to do it. Tell the truth, put it on there, do what you got to do. Understand what things are there for you to take advantage of. That tax avoidance is not tax evasion. Tax evasion is illegal. Tax avoidance is smart. So then, number 5, file electronically, and when you do, protect your identity. File electronically and protect your identity. Protect your identity. It has become a huge problem huge problem of identity theft. I've had family members who people have filed their tax return before they could file their tax return. You know, these people are on it. Be very careful. And then the sixth point is to understand that health coverage is required now. It's not like something that you have an option to not have health insurance now. The government has said that you have to have shared responsibility for your health care. You must sign up for health insurance. And they're asking you that on your tax return. Were you covered by health insurance? You say no, you better be like extremely broke or something, because you've got to have health insurance. And if you are extremely broke, you still need to go into the marketplace and sign up for the plan. And it will tell you what your premium will be. And if you're extremely broke, the premium for the healthcare will be extremely low. That's the way it's supposed to work. But you gotta do it. You gotta do it. If not, you're opening yourself up to penalties. So you've got to get the health coverage. And I say, play by the rules. Follow the rules and make them work for you. Follow the rules and make it work for you. And then a seventh point is to maximize retirement accounts. Maximize the retirement accounts that are available to you at work. Say you work somewhere and they don't have a retirement plan available for you. Well, then make sure you set up something through their payroll office, preferably, where you say, hey, will you send this money from my check to my IRA for me, since you all don't have a retirement account? No, you know, and everybody might not be ready for that, but it is definitely a way to reduce your taxable income. Right off the top, you're participating in a work retirement plan, it is reducing your income. So you're saving the money before you pay taxes on it. So people who are saving into an account outside of work have to pay taxes on it and then send the money away to get the tax deduction, hopefully at tax time, then I'll actually include your contribution into the retirement account. But there's also the MyRA, the myra.gov, where the government has a retirement account where you can take the money that you receive from your tax return and you can deposit it into the MyRA. But it's not, the contributions are not tax deductible, but if you follow the guidelines, your money, you could actually grow it over time and it could be totally tax-free at the time of proper distribution. But there are definitely details for you to check out at myretirementAccount.gov, myra.gov. I'm not sure how long it will be still around, but it's an option. It's a way to get started. There's a maximum amount that you can put in there, but it's kind of like a starter fund to get people into the habit of saving each month. And I think, you know, there's like no minimum, maybe like the minimum might be like $1 or something like that. But it's not designed for you not to participate. It's just an option for you. And then, okay, also, eighth point is understanding that home buying versus home owning. If you own a home, and that means you don't have a loan on it. That's what a home owner is, when you actually own the home straight out. So you're not going to be writing off. What you're writing off on your taxes is the interest that you're paying to acquire and purchase the home. And the reason that you can write that off is because home ownership and property ownership help governments create money, create revenue through the taxes that you pay on the property that you're purchasing through that loan. So that loan allows you to, is tax deductible because indirectly your purchase is benefiting the government. So make sure that you're in tune with what tax strategies can you take in order to help you the most. A hidden secret is that many people don't realize that you should not, in my opinion, not purchase a home because of the tax benefit. Though you should be purchasing a home because it is the most cost-effective way for you to live, because purchasing a home is real estate, which is an investment, which should be considered as an investment like any other investment choice. As far as a tax strategy, there are many things that we could do that will actually help you a lot more from a tax perspective than the debt of a home purchase. So there's a lot of strategy there, things that we haven't really thought about, and we can talk more about that during our workshops on money, power, respect. This weekend, nice lead in, right? This weekend in the Washington, D.C. office, and next weekend in Virginia. And then check that out on AfroEconomics.com. And the 10th point is to increase your knowledge. That increasing your knowledge by listening and participating in discussion, definitely will increase your confidence about taxation, about taxes and growing your money, and why it's important to make sure that you defer taxation on your investments as long as possible. That allow taxes, and that word taxes and taxation and tax prep and tax planning to become your friend. That is one of the surefire things that we're going to do. Look, stay black, die, and pay taxes in the United States of America. You will pay some taxes. So make sure that you continue to increase your knowledge on that. Check out the corporate site, jbbryan.com. I have a whole tax section on different tax segments, and learning about tax deferred investments, IRAs, rollover IRAs, how all these things work, and how you can make taxation your friend and figure out a way that you can, if through proper planning, you can keep more money in your pocket. I hope you enjoyed this discussion about some key tax strategies for 2017. I am JB Bryan, the President and Chief Investment Officer at JB Bryan Financial Group, the home of AfroEconomics. Before you leave me, I guess I should at least try. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Thomas? Thank you so much for hanging out and giving me some feedback and letting me know. I'm going to also see if I can get to you all in the webinar. Look, I got it. Oh, all this stuff in front of us, y'all. Okay. I hope that let me try this. Nope. Well, I have quite a few of you out there participating. Make sure right now, I'm going to give you a second more that you can put in the chat if you have any questions, and that I appreciate you. And then raise your hand if you do. Let's try this. Nope, there's nothing in the Q&A. Check out this webinar platform. Register at the website for those of you who are watching, because I'm going to share this on my YouTube channel and then share it on my personal Facebook page. But I made a point to make sure that I streamed this on the AfroEconomics with JB Bryan Facebook page, because I appreciate those of you who have participated, and we're like at 5,000 people that are supporting that Facebook page, and I appreciate that. And they're all over the country, and versus just my personal Facebook page, because I really try to just focus the personal page on people that want to hear about my personal news, like my mama and my daddy, and having what we do on the weekend, things like that. But that AfroEconomics with JB Bryan, that is all about business. So definitely check out that and click like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And most importantly, go to AfroEconomics.com and download the app, and so that you can get discount. The book has a discount code that's only for people on the app, so you can use it towards any of the books, the children's book, the legacy edition, the regular initial edition. The legacy edition has the Adinker symbols included, and the children's book and the workbook. This weekend, giving away the workbook free. In May, we're doing the men's Today's Black Man and His Money, a big panel discussion. So I appreciate all of you for making all of this possible. It's exciting. And I thank God for the opportunity to serve all of you. So don't hesitate to allow me to help you address any of the financial goals that you have. I'm JB at AfroEconomics.com or JB at JBBryan.com. Have a great day, and continue to grow and to learn and to be empowered. And remember, taxes are your friend. God bless you. Bye.